$2,493 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 93rd episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy! Welcome in. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thank you so much for joining me. Now, speaking of thanks, next week is Thanksgiving, and if you remember last year, I released an episode on Thanksgiving, and guess what? I'm doing it again. That's right. Episode 95 will come out a day early, Thursday, Thanksgiving Day at noon Eastern instead of Friday. But unlike last year where I spent the entire episode doing categories all about Thanksgiving, this year I'll probably only do one, maybe two categories about Thanksgiving, and then a few other categories will be focused on a very specific movie. What movie will that be? Well, you'll have to play this episode 94 to reach Final Jeopardy and find out. Speaking of Final Jeopardy, in last week's episode 93, the Final Jeopardy category was otherwise known as. That, of course, carries over to this episode 94, plus 4 brand new categories, including Club DJ member category of the week, voted on by the greatest people on Earth, the Club DJ Insiders. So without further delay, let's take a look at the board and see what you'll be playing. Once again, otherwise known as, we'll kick off this episode 94. The second category, remember the team name. The third category you'll be playing, the Princess Diaries. I told you, promises made, promises kept. I said I was going to do Princess Diaries very soon. I think it was a few episodes ago, and here it is. 5 clues all about the film starring one Anne Hathaway. The fourth category you'll be playing is your theme park category of the week, and it is celeb ride appearances. And the fifth and final category, presented by Club DJ, selected by the members, is obscure characters. That's right, for the second week in a row, the blip comes in second. That is your runner-up to obscure characters, which picks up more than half of the votes, a whopping 56%. Herbie, only 8%. All right, it is now time for the easiest round of the game, the Cupcake Round. We take a look at the board and kick this game off with otherwise known as. The name the fairies give Princess Aurora. What is Briar Rose?
Living like mortals, they had reared the child as their own and called her Briar Rose.
On to remember the team name. Let's check out that sports memory. Troy Bolton is a star basketball player for this team from East High. Who are the Wildcats?
What team? Wildcats! Wildcats! Get your hands again!
On to Princess Diaries for the first time today. Early in the film, Mia finds out that she's the princess of this country. What is Genovia?
You are Amelia Mignonette Thermopolis Rinaldi, Princess of Genovia.
Me? A princess? Shut up!
On to celeb ride appearances for the first time. He may not appear, but you can hear this science guy's voice while you wait to enter the pre-show for Dinosaur. Well, he's already been killed off once thanks to the demolition of Ellen's energy adventure, and he's about to be removed again because Dinosaur is obviously on its way out. The correct answer is Bill Nye.
Hey everybody, it's me again, Bill Nye, the science guy.
Let's finish off the Cupcake Round with an obscure character. This character from Tangled is into mime. What's his name? Who is Olaf?
Gunther does interior design. Ulf is into mime. Attila's cupcakes are sublime.
Ulf, one of the obscure characters in both a Disney movie and Disney parade, because you're able to see Ulf marching down Main Street as part of the Festival of Fantasy at the Magic Kingdom, though Since I've been there, I don't know if he's honestly still in the parade. They removed so much stuff from FOF. Brave unit is gone. No more Merida. I don't even know if the Swan Corps... Anyway, I don't want to go on an FOF tangent, but Ulf was in it at one time. Might still be. No idea, honestly. Let's just move on and play the 400-point round. Here comes another otherwise known as clue. Flynn Rider's actual name. That would be Eugene Fitzherbert.
My real name is Eugene Fitzherbert. Someone might as well know.
I have magic hair that glows when I sing.
What?
And we are on to remember the team name for 400 points. Just kidding, this clue is going to be worth more than 400 points. In fact, it's going to be worth a heck of a lot more because it is the 2,500th clue in this show's history. Gotta pause the game and say, that's crazy. 2,500 clues over the last year and a half. Thank you all so very much for playing for as long as you have. And as a gift, I'll give you 2,500 points right now for you to wager with for free. And with that, here comes the clue. Ooh, this one's a little personal. In Soul, the character of 22 admits to messing with this NBA team for decades. Well, I never had a personal vendetta against Disney or Pixar characters, but I certainly do now because they were making fun of my other employer, the New York Knicks.
Check this out. I have been messing with this team for decades.
And the Knicks lose another one!
22 is probably also messing with my New York Jets, but that's for another day. Let's move on in the game. Clue 2,501 has to do with the Princess Diaries. Fat Louie has this relation to Mia. Fat Louie is her cat. Yeah, Fat Louie's a big boy. On to the fourth clue in the 400-point round. It's time for another celeb ride appearance. After the Rolling Stones turned it down, Disney turned to this band to serve as the centerpiece for a new roller coaster coming to MGM Studios in the late 90s. Wait a minute. Led by Steven Tyler. That's who it is. Correct answer is Aerosmith.
Hey, wait a minute. We can't leave these people here like this. We can't? No!
Finishing off the 400-point round is another obscure character. This obscure character can be spotted in Ralph Breaks the Internet. He's a search engine, and he's known as this. Who is Knowsmore?
What can Knowsmore help you find today? Umbrella, umbrage, umami?
No.
Noah's Ark, no doubt, Nordstrom Rack, ergonomics, Urban Outfitters, cool.
600-point round on your way. Here we go. Back to otherwise known as Mr. Incredible's birth name. If you said Bob Parr, you are correct. If you said Robert Parr, you are also correct. You know what? If you guys want to fight over it, that's fine. But it's one of those two, Robert or Bob Parr.
I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy. Ask me why.
Okay. Why?
Why what? Be specific, Bob.
Why are you unhappy?
Here comes Remember the Team Name for 600 points. In 2006's Invincible, Mark Wahlberg portrays Vince Papale, a bartender who becomes an NFL player for this team. Like I said, it was based on a true story, took a couple of creative liberties, but that's okay, nothing wrong with that. The correct answer is the Eagles, Eagles.
You're a freaking eagle, aren't you? Freaking Philadelphia Eagle!
Back to the Princess Diaries as we hit the halfway point of the game. When Mia sends Michael a pizza, she has this word spelt out on it using M&Ms. What is sorry? On to celeb appearances for 600. Captain EO starred this music legend in the lead role. Who is Michael Jackson?
The phenomenal music and dance of Michael Jackson. Captain EO.
Here comes obscure characters for 600. Can you name this Jimi Hendrix loving Volkswagen from Cars? That would be Fillmore.
Will you turn that disrespectful junk off?
Respect the classics, man. It's Hendrix.
We are more than halfway through the game, and don't cry because we're approaching the end. Cry because it's about to get a lot harder. Here comes the 800 pointers, beginning with otherwise known as. In Pinocchio, some call him Honest John. His actual full name is this. That would be J. Worthington Foulfellow.
I'm going to school.
School? Ah, yes. Then you haven't heard of the easy road to success.
I'm assuming his name is John, but when I went on D23 and Disney's site, it just said J. His name was J, so it would make sense, but I couldn't say John Worthington Foulfellow because Disney's website doesn't even say that. It just says J, so the more you know. Here comes Remember the Team name for the 4th time. Charlie Conway scores on a penalty shot to win the championship for the Mighty Ducks in the first film in the series. They defeated this team to do so. To win the title, the Ducks defeated the previously undefeated Hawks.
Hi, girls.
On to Princess Diaries for 800. This character revealed to the press that Mia was the Princess of Genovia. That would be her stylist, I guess. He was a stylist? I don't know. The correct answer is Paolo.
Speak.
Paolo?
Majesty, it was I who told the press about you, Principessa. I outed you. So to speak, I don't mean to imply that. Grazie, prego.
On to the 800-pointer for celeb ride appearances. Along with Ellen DeGeneres and Bill Nye, this Jeopardy legend appeared as himself throughout the old Ellen's Energy adventure attraction at Epcot. R.I.P. the great Alex Trebek. One clue left before the 1000s. It's time to take another look at an obscure character. Ooh, this royal character doesn't look too pleased. I'll tell you now, he's from Aladdin. Can you remember his name? That would be Prince Ahmed.
Oh, Father. Raja was just playing with him. Weren't you, Raja? You were just playing with that overdressed, self-absorbed Prince Ahmed, weren't you?
Unfortunately, Prince Ahmed got bitten on the rear end by a wild cat, that being Raja, the tiger. And luckily, Raja didn't get much closer and only happened to bite his pants, his pantaloons, therefore exposing his heart-infused undergarments. All right, 20 clues down and 6 remain, including Final Jeopardy. But before we get to Final Jeopardy, you know what time it is. It is time for the most overly dramatic soundtrack confused unnecessarily. Spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000-point round. Hit it. This 1,000-point round is presented by the Bunny Eclipse shop on DisneyJeopardy.com. Scoop up your very own Hello Bell. That was great. Scoop up your very own Hello Bell t-shirt on this shop. Be on the lookout as well, because next week I'm releasing my very own cruise line inspired tee. So if you're a cruise line fanatic, check out DisneyJeopardy.com. Right around Thanksgiving, it's in honor of the float that will be in the Thanksgiving Day Parade. But yes, visit the shop on DisneyJeopardy.com. All right, here we go. 1,000 point round begins with otherwise known as. Horatio, Felonius, Ignatius are the first 3 names of this 5-name character, who really just goes by his last name. I'll give you a hint, but you have to get it right within 3 seconds after I say the hint in order to get the points. The hint is the 4th name is Crustaceus. Did you get it? Horatio, Felonius, Ignatius, Crustaceus, Sebastian.
Horatio, Felonius, Ignatius, Crustaceus, Sebastian!
Here comes your final team name of the game. A donkey kicks field goals for this team in the Disney film Gus. That would be the Adams.
Ready, Gus?
On to Princess Diaries for 1,000. Genovia can be found between these 2 countries. Correct answer is France and Spain.
Here she is. This is the possible new Princess of Genovia right here. That's right, Genovia. Anyone know where Genovia is? Anyone?
Oh, it's a country between France and Spain. That was a question on Jeopardy.
Here comes celeb ride appearances for the final time. Since 2020, Canadian actors Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, shout out Schitt's Creek, have served as the narrators for Canada Far and Wide, a film attraction at Epcot. Before Far and Wide debuted, O Canada, a film starring this Canadian actor as the host, stood for multiple decades. That actor was Martin Short.
How do I get out of here? Because I have a fast pass for Soren.
And here comes the final clue on the board before Final Jeopardy. It's time for another obscure character. 101 Dalmatians may star over 101 canines, but it's this feline that plays the role of a hero in some scenes. What's their name? That would be Sergeant Tibbs.
They're the ones.
So there you go. Episode 94 is nearly complete. Only 1 clue remains, and that clue will determine 2 things. First, it'll determine how good you'll feel about yourself for the next 6 days until Thanksgiving, when you get a chance at redemption if you get it wrong. And 2, speaking of Thanksgiving, this category will tell you what next week's episode will be focused on, more than just 1 category, probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 categories. I don't know. We'll see. So get ready for it. Here we go. Let's see what episode 95 will be all about. Moana. That's right. Moana 2 comes out next week, just in time for Thanksgiving. So, of course, I had to do an episode about my favorite Disney princess and what I think is one of the best Disney princess movies ever, 2016's Moana. So here's how next week's going to work. I'm not just going to have 1 Moana category. If you want that, you can go back to episode 23. No, there'll be a few categories focused on the 2016 movie to get you ready for Moana 2. In fact, the Club DJ poll will be all focused on Moana as well. But for now, I'm just giving you the category of Moana. So, based on your knowledge on the film, make your wagers. And time is up. All right, let's finish off episode 94 with a bang. Here comes Final Jeopardy, all about the movie Moana. According to himself, Maui can do everything except this. Good luck. And time is up. Maui tells you a lot about himself during his You're Welcome song, so you'll have to go into the lyrics to get the answer to this. We travel to the end of the song and discover that the correct answer is Maui can do everything but float.
I'm sailing away, away. You're welcome. You're welcome.
but throw.
And that does it for episode 94. Thanks so much for watching. We are getting pretty close to that big episode 100, but don't worry about that now. Focus on next week's Thanksgiving episode. As a reminder, it will release at noon Eastern Time on Thanksgiving, and it will be focused on Moana. There'll probably be 2 categories that don't have to do with Moana, maybe a Thanksgiving category, maybe something else, but 3 categories definitely will have to do with the 2016 movie, including the Club DJ member category, because check out this poll right here. It's all about Moana. So which one of these categories do you want to see appear in the Thanksgiving special? I know that the blip was a runner-up last week. That will return at the end of the Thanksgiving episode. You'll have a chance to vote for the blip to appear in episode 96. But for now, as I mentioned, it is all about Moana on Thanksgiving. And now, you know the deal. If you like what you saw, do me a favor, subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way, you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. Have a great weekend and an even better beginning of your short week next week. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you at noon Eastern on Thanksgiving Day. Till then.
Bye-bye.